Hi there. This is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I appreciate you coming by. And if you're returning, welcome back. I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. And let me say that I really appreciate you coming back. Today, I want to give you 5 powerful steps on storytelling. Well, we'll be right back after this message. Hi, my name is Dave with The Last Podcast. Have you ever heard of Impact Health Sharing? Impact Health Sharing is an affordable alternative to traditional health insurance. Impact is a caring community of people who share in each other's medical bills, and is for anyone interested in sharing, acting responsibly together, and saving on healthcare. For more information, click on the link in the show notes that reads Impact Health Sharing. This is David with The Last Podcast. We'll see you soon. Well, we're back, and I'm back with 5 powerful ways to tell a story. And I don't know about you, but I love stories. I used to work a long time ago when I was in my teens. I used to work for a company. It was a security company. And every week we get paid weekly. So every week I would buy 3 books. And the 3 books I would have finished by the next pay period. So it was great to always keep reading these wonderful stories. People had vivid imaginations, and I loved every minute of it. And you talk about passing time. Oh my God, it passes time like you would not believe. Storytelling is a powerful tool for communication and influencing others. Whether you're presenting ideas, delivering a speech, or trying to connect with the audience, mastering the art of storytelling can make your message more engaging and memorable. Now, I have a few ideas that I believe would help you take your storytelling to the next level. Now, the number one I would say is clarity. The purpose of your story. Are you trying to inspire, educate, entertain, or persuade? Knowing your objective will help you shape your story accordingly. Now, I love storytelling in my blogs. So I have a story that I might tell people, and I allow my personality to come through in all my storytelling. And I think that is one of the reasons why that some of my blogs do well and others don't. However, the second item on my list is to understand your audience. You got to understand their interests, values, perspectives, craft a story that resonates with them, that speaks to their needs and desires. And I'm going to give you a personal example. Like, for instance, when you want to tell a story, whether it could be about anything, any topic, but I'm going to pick one, and it's personal to me, losing weight, right? So if I'm writing a blog and I'm telling a story, I'm going to tell a story about losing weight that I personally went through and I might be going through now. So it's going to resonate with people who are trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do, lose weight. So I think when you know your audience and understand your audience interests and their perspectives, you have a better chance at meeting their needs. So that was number 2. Number 3, I think you have to begin your story with a compelling and attention-grabbing opener. For instance, it could be anything. Let's go back to losing weight. 10 powerful strategies to lose weight. It's not what you imagine. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to grab a lot of people's attention, especially with the it's not what you imagine part, because that gives them a little suspense. Well, I want to know what that is. I've been trying to lose weight for a long time. So, it's not what I imagine. I mean, we're inundated with all kind of methods, strategies, and ways and how to lose weight. So I definitely want to check that out. It could be surprising fact. It could be an intriguing question or an impactful statement. Your message will come across. You have to grab a person's attention in that headline. So your story automatically grabs them, pulls them in, like if you were out there fishing, reeling them in to your page or to wherever it is, to your podcast or whatever the case, or even your video. And it grabs people's attention and pulls them to your page. That allows them an opportunity to hear your story. So that's number 3, okay? So number 4 is you want to make your story relatable to your audience by incorporating elements that can connect with them. Use characters, situations, or experiences that you've gone through. Identify with creativity or empathy and build a connection with your audience. That's what you want to do. You want not only just to do that eye or create that eye grabbing attention so that they come to your page, you also want to keep them engaged. Tell a story and now move forward. Now they want to get to the rest of the story because the beginning, the headline grabbed them. And now the first paragraph really whet their appetite. So now you definitely have an option to really tell your story because they're already there. So the 5th thing is, and that was actually the 4th thing, making your story relatable. So the 5th is structure. So follow a clear and coherent structure for your story. Typically, this includes like the introduction, a rising action, a climax, a falling action, and a resolution. Organize your ideas in a logical sequence to maintain a coherent and engagement, and you will have an opportunity to have a powerful story where people are listening. And not listening, but also reading or just looking at your video or listening to you on the podcast. It's got to be an eye-ear grabbing attention story. So make sure that it's memorable. Now, you want to also take your story and infuse your story with feelings, experiences, emotion. Storytelling helps create a deeper connection and fosters empathy, making your message more impactful and memorable. So you think about that. If you have an idea that you want to get across to somebody and you're saying, wow, this is what I can tell them. This is how I can make. Now you want to put your personal story to it. If you've gone through it, then tell your story. You know, people like something or they enjoy and appreciate when you're being candid, when you're telling your story with rawness. I mean, it could be picture perfect, but if they don't feel that you're genuine, it's not going to resonate with anybody. So make that story resonate with whoever your story is for. And those are the keys that I believe will help you move forward in telling a powerful story. And even if you have to, one tip I will give you, you have to be in your storytelling, and this is a bonus tip I would tell you. In your storytelling, be vivid. Paint a picture for people, whether it's like I'm on a treadmill and all of a sudden sweat is pouring down my face and I've only been on a treadmill for about 15 seconds. Can you believe that? 15 seconds. And you can see the sweat pouring off my face and my chest is starting to pound. So now they have an idea. You're sweating, you're pounding, and wow, it was only 15 seconds and you feel like you're about to pass out. A lot of people can relate to that because they've been in the same position. They know how hard it is being overweight and to walk from the bedroom to the kitchen or walk from the house to the car if the car is parked on the street. These are difficult things, and it will help people relate to what you're talking about. So use vivid imagery. So paint that picture for them where they can see and imagine for themselves what your story is all about. Now, that's what I wanted to talk about today, give you those 5 steps. And with the 6th one was the bonus of telling a powerful story. Me, I believe in stories. I believe that stories help us understand what a person might be going through. So that's my tip for today. Telling powerful stories and getting people to listen to you, getting people to read what you have. You want to definitely make it worthwhile. You want to bring content that has value to them. And sometimes, it's not as easily said as done. I've always tried to write blogs and tell a story. In the very beginning, about 10 years ago, I went a whole 11 months without anybody doing anything or saying anything about any of the blogs that I posted. Then I started taking courses. I started taking writing courses. I started taking courses on how to tell a story, how to be factual, how to be fictional. So tell your story with flavor. And I think one of the most powerful stories a person can tell is a personal story. Sharing personal experiences that have a significant impact on your life. These stories allow you to connect with the audience on a deeper level, evoke empathy, and make your message more relatable. And that is all I ever do. I talk about personal things that happen to me. I got 60 something plus years, so I do have a lot of stories to tell, but not all of them resonates with a great deal or a large audience or anything of that nature. Not unless you put it in a context that they would say, wow, I've gone through that. Oh, I've experienced that. So you definitely want to be able to tell a story that relates on a deeper level at some point in time. Now, success stories, that's another thing. Narrate stories of individuals or organizations that have achieved remarkable success against all odds. These stories inspire and motivate listeners by demonstrating the power of determination, resilience, and hard work. Imagine that. We all listen to those stories. We all listen to inspiring stories that motivate us to do things better or motivate us to take action in some form or fashion. So I believe those stories are really powerful. And another, I'm going to give you this before I leave. I know I really was going to end it at 5, but transformation stories, like losing weight. You could see how a person who was, let's say, 450 pounds, all of a sudden they have the before picture and then they have the after picture after they done lost 260 pounds. It's like night and day, and they don't even look the same. So transformation stories, personal or transformations, they can help tell a story just by showing a picture. But now when you take that picture and you put a complete package of your story together with all the highlights showing you what I gave you in the very beginning with the 5 powerful strategies to help you tell your story. Highlight moments of growth, self-discovery, overcoming adversity. Such stories showcase human capacity for change and inspires others to embark on their own transformation journey. If you're overweight, wow, I want to look like that. They were 450 pounds. If they can do it, so can I. And that is a powerful story. So you'll be able to see, if you go to my blog, Motivated to Be Fit, you'll be able to see before and after pictures of me as well. I was 305 pounds. I have lost a great deal of weight. I went all the way down to 229 and then gained all that weight back. Now I am at 260 pounds. So, and I'm keeping that off. So I will eventually lose more. But those are my tips for creating a compelling story. And I want you guys to, when you're doing your podcast, you can get on your podcast and you can create your compelling stories. And, a long time ago, they used to have radio where people used to listen to compelling stories by radio. And before TV was even invented, people had radio and they were listening to stories and comedy and so on and so forth. So A compelling story will never go away. A good, compelling story is worthwhile keeping. So that's my tip today. You're listening to the last podcast. My name is Dave. Don't forget to listen to Poetry Friday, and that's when I will read a poem. If you haven't heard any of my poems for Poetry Friday, please take time out and just listen to one or two of the poems. I guarantee you will love it. Again, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to the last podcast until Friday. You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.